So this is a brand new character request, but something else I want to discuss and squeeze in for all into one video. This is the last week of April, and I think it's about time we start talking about it again, just to see.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
See, I want to hear that song when they showcase another new character. Let's turn this down a little bit. So, before we start talking about the Angry Beavers, I'm not going to make this too long. Well, at least as far as I want to talk about for the game. The developers talked about and just posted a poll to talk about to ask us what kind of stages do we like the most in this game. And for me, this little post, it shows some kind of light or some signs of life that they're probably working on this game still, and something's coming. And let me just say this, I'm just going to throw it out there as a little bold prediction. I think we're going to get something this week. Maybe, is it crossplay? Is it going to be a new character, or is it going to be a post, or maybe the thing that I want the most, even if it's not an update this week, for this being the last week of April, and in late Q1 or quarter one of 2022, is it going to be a status update of what's coming next, what's being worked on, what's being worked on, and what's going to be included for the update, and what's to expect. Now, I have another idea that I'm going to be able to put together for a later post of something that the developers could do to keep us informed in a different fashion. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to say that for a different post. I'm not going to say nothing yet. So I'm going to say that for another video. But I'm going to try to put it together how I want it to look. And then you guys can let me know what you guys think of it being a unique idea. Even though updates are a little bit slow and they're still probably working on things and for the long run. But just let's go back and do it again. I feel like it's got to be a SpongeBob character. Just again, out of all characters, you got Gary on the screen as the featured character for the update. We're about to head into May soon, getting ready to head into the month of May. So we haven't heard anything as far as what's being worked on, what's going to be included. If we're going to get an April update, we don't know what's going on. Is it going to be that crossplay? Is it going to be that new character? A new character that's going to be the first ever paid DLC. We don't know any sort of details or any idea of what's going on behind the scenes and what's being worked on as far as this game. But considering the fact that this is the last week of April, the last few days, it's got to be something. This poll that they created is going to last only up to 2 days. So that's going to probably take us to Monday, Tuesday or something like that. Maybe they'll post something else, but they didn't have anything else. None of the official page didn't really post anything as far as game updates and all that stuff. So maybe we'll get something sometime this week. Who knows what's going to happen. But if anything, I would just like a status update on the crossplay or maybe of the character and what's being worked on, any sort of new changes or new features that's going to be included for this game. But now it's time for the Angry Beavers character request. Someone wanted to see, and this is just another character, another great set of characters. It's not just one character. This is a duo. These are a great set of characters that can be implemented into this game. Another favorite Nickelodeon show I grew up watching, and I guess you guys can let me know what you guys think as far as the update and this character in general for my little ideas for character requests. So just when there's nothing going on, streaming the game, having fun, playing around in the local play, coming up with showdowns and scenarios and encounters, stuff like that. This is just a series I came up with, so it's fun to be able to talk about these characters, and they have so many missing characters and potential characters that could be added into the game, regardless if they're not a Nickelodeon character. They could be from a different universe. Anything can happen. A surprise. But the Angry Beavers, let's just start talking about them now. So I want to get that out there as well and see what you guys think. But I guess we'll see what happens this week if anything comes out. But Angry Beavers character request, we have the Beavers, Norbert being the oldest, and Daggett are two Beaver brothers in the show from the Angry Beavers. I haven't seen this show in a while, and it obviously doesn't air anymore, but you guys can watch it on Paramount Plus and so many other shows. They even remade Fairly Odd Parents, I heard, and rebooted the Rugrats. That's also watchable on there. But Norb is older than Dag, and and he's actually more relaxed in comparison to Daggett, who gets angry very easily. So these two beavers live together as bachelors in a forest in this location called Wayouttatown. This place, Wayouttatown, Oregon. So in the show, they get into all sorts of trouble and misadventures, and different things happen per episode. So you can watch the episodes in any order. So unlike Nickelodeon shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you have to watch the episodes in order to find out what's going on and which characters he meets along the way and gets to know and creates a relationship with, and so much more. Katara, Sokka, and more, and different enemies he encounters, and so many other adventures. With shows like The Angry Beavers, you can watch the episodes in any order that you want, in any sort of season that you want. So you're not going to miss any sort of key point of a character that you might miss, and there's different things that goes on within each episode. So that's just a little backstory for them. They're two Beaver brothers, and I think when they come out with this game, if they come out into this game, they should come out together and be a duo. And I'm going to explain so much more. It was just a little difficult trying to come out, because posing the question, should the Beaver brothers or the Angry Beavers come out together, or maybe Norbert or Norb and Dag can be separate characters, or maybe they can be a duo, like similar to the Ice Climbers. So I wanted to pose that question for you guys out there. Maybe they should come out together, or maybe they can have their own individual combat skills. But see how characters like Ren and Stimpy, they can be similar to that, because they have their own little moves together, and they share the same damage, and they'll be able to attack together and maybe separately, and so much more. But I'm going to say that for the last portion of it, because it really gets tough just trying to figure out what kind of moves they could have as a pair in a duo to come out together for the players to play as them. But let's get into the stages, and just like I mentioned, on the setting being the Wayouttatown Forest, or basically Dag and Norb's pond, which is where they live. Those are the two little stages that I came up with, and I couldn't find any other particular location or remember any other place that they went to. I mean, it could be the beach that they can add into for another additional stage, but they can put the Angry Beavers Pond, Beavers Pond, for a title of a stage, or Wayouttatown Forest, or something like that for a stage name. But that's where everything went down. That's the whole main location of the show and the setting. And I'm sure there's other characters that they run into and different things that they get into, as I mentioned. So those are the stages. But now it's time for the alternate costumes. I really had a lot of fun with this one. But just a little idea. Since they're coming out as a duo, see, I gotta just bring up Ren and Stimpy because they're together, and I can also use Cat Dog. See how they wear birthday hats? They have little birthday hats, and then they have Christmas hats. See how you can change the costume together within one button, and they'll wear the same thing together. But I can, on my own unique wardrobe customization setting, where the developers can probably implement the Angry Beavers into this game for customization for DLC or paid DLC. So maybe like the developers could do like a wardrobe customization where the player can individually dress the bros how they want to individually, because they wear different outfits and different costumes in the show and from the episodes. And doing a little bit of research, I'm going to get ready to share those too. But see how Ren and Stimpy have Christmas hats, and then Cat Dog have the birthday hats. They can, even if they're not able to put this in, to where they have the player be able to dress Daggett and Norbert how he or she wants to dress them and what they want to put on them for their custom costumes. They can wear two different alternate costumes right off the bat, which would be pretty sweet, and a unique feature exclusively for the Angry Beavers. So that'll really be cool and make them even more unique as a paid DLC. But if not, each outfit they wear can be relative to each other. So some examples I came up with was the Beaver Pajamas, which they wear in the show when they wake up in the morning and they even had underwear. So I put undies or beavers or beaver undies for little alternate costumes and different things for silly outfits like that. And then when they went to the beach in the Beach Beavers a Go-Go episode, they had well, at least Daggett wore blue shorts, and then Norb had black tights and a little different pair of shoes and stuff like that, just for some beach attire. So that'll be pretty cool for an alternate costume. And then I think this will be the one that I think most people will be more excited for. If you guys remember and watch the show, Daggett had a favorite superhero, and he would role play as the Muscular Beaver. You guys are going to be able to see this particular skin showcase when you guys check out this video today in the background, sort of when you click on the video and stuff, and what you guys think. I'm going to have those skins featured. Muscular Beaver for Daggett, and then he's a comic book superhero, and then Norb had Baron Bad Beaver, who was the villain of the comic or the villain of Muscular Beaver from the show that Norb role plays as. So I thought this would be something that the player would be more excited to purchase. And just like I mentioned, just see the variety, you can have Muscular Beaver on Daggett, and you don't even have to rock Baron Bad Beaver on Norb as a paid DLC costume. They don't have to wear those together. You can have Muscular Beaver with a mix-up of the Beaver Pajamas and or their PJs that they wear in the show and all the different things. And then another one that I mentioned, the Halloween costumes that they wore for Spooky Beavers. It was the Spooky Beavers episode, and they had costumes based on B-rated movies. So you know what I'm saying? They can use that episode and the Spooky Beavers costumes that they wore during that particular episode and wear those for alternate costumes. So you can have a Halloween costume on Norb, and you could be Muscular Beaver. So you can be a comic book hero and have a Halloween costume on the other brother. See? So I thought that'll be a cool little mix up, a different change and variety of the alternate costumes, where you just have one of them where they all wear the same thing together. They can just wear a mix up. The player can choose what they want to wear, what they want to put on the characters, on their favorite beavers, and pick their favorite costumes. They can pick their favorite skins of the way he or she sees fits that they like the most for their preference. For the beavers, for the angry beavers. So that's why I came up with for some kind of alternate, unique wardrobe customization where they can pick what they want to wear for the beavers. So I thought that'd be really cool. And another one that I slid in here, it was during the Arbor Day, which is the Christmas Day for the Beavers episode. It was called a Gift Horse episode, and Norb wore a train outfit, and this could be an individual cosmetic that, or another costume that he can wear. Have a train outfit, rock Muscular Beaver, or he can have his beach attire on. Well, Daggett can have a beach attire on, and Norb can wear his train outfit that he was rocking during the Arbor Day or that Christmas Day episode, or Christmas theme episode called Gift Horse. So that's why I referenced that, and that's how I ended up coming up with all those different costumes. So out of all those, they don't have to wear the same thing. They can just be able to have a mix-up. So that's something that I really came up with for something unique and exclusive for the Beavers. I think you guys will really like that, and maybe people who are really huge fans of the show will be interested in that. So, taunts and animations. I had some difficulty trying to come up with some voice lines that they could come up with and things that they could say in the game. Because, obviously not everybody, these characters, they don't have voice lines. But the Angry Beavers, I feel like they wouldn't be complete without the voice lines. And see, all these certain characters that you guys bring out, some of them won't be complete without the voice lines to say the things that they want to say. Just with them, and just so many characters can have voice lines, but they don't really have to have voice lines. So I came up with animations without them for the Beavers themselves, the Angry Beavers. I couldn't find any sort of quotes and memorable quotes. I don't even remember the show. I haven't even watched the show in so long. But just trying to research and come up with different things that they could say. I'm not sure what they could possibly say. So I didn't come up with any voice lines for them. I had a hard time just trying to come up with stuff for voice lines and quotes and memorable things, memorable sayings that they say. And I was trying to think of maybe something that they could say together in perfect sync and synchronization. I wasn't too sure about that, but I just came up with my own little taunts and animations for the winner circle and stuff like that. Like, I'm just gonna get into it. So Daggett could be posing and flying around as Muscular Beaver, while Norb just tunes him out. Because as you watch the show, and it's multiple episodes where he wears this costume, it annoys his brother Norb or Norbert. He doesn't really like him just role playing the hero and just playing this fantasy land sort of thing, and it annoys him. So he tries to convince him to stop trying to be that hero and role play as the Muscular Beaver and think he's some kind of superhero. So that could be something cool and really funny to see in the winner circle. Daggett flying around and posing in his superhero costume for the Muscular Beaver, and Norb just looking the other way for a little idea. And then the dancing, if you guys go and look up the intro, you can see the Angry Beavers in the opening intro or opening credit scene. I referenced something else too. You can see the Beavers dancing. So they can do that as a little bit of a taunt, an in-game taunt, or it could be a potential winner circle or winning animation spotlight sort of feature for the Angry Beavers, for the brothers to be able to be on screen dancing around, teasing the opponent and stuff like that. You can play or have some fun. So just another one that I came up with, Hogging the Spotlight. You can see them fighting on the camera or fighting in that little spotlight during the intro scene. For when you watch the intro and the opening credits, they're fighting to try to get into the spotlight. So maybe they could be trying to be pushing each other and shoving their faces into one another to try to get into the spotlight. Like they're the real winner, or they can try to fight over who takes the credit and winning the match and being the MVP. See what I'm saying? So they could be fighting over who gets in the camera in the winner circle. So that's what I came up with for some animations. Since they'll argue, they're brothers, and they're butt heads and stuff like that. So that's why I thought this would be a unique taunt and an animation that could be implemented into this game. So if anybody out there got some voice lines and some quotes that y'all can probably drop in the comments if y'all want to, or maybe some quotes that you guys remember for some of the characters or some of the brothers, whichever one is your favorite, you can let me know. But even without voice lines, these taunts I think would be a good fit for them, just being a duo. Now it's time for the Moveset. So it's just, again, I just wanted to pose the question, could these guys come out individually? Should they be their own individual separate characters? I think it can go both ways. They can be duos, or they can be sold separately in individual characters, or maybe they'll probably get one of the Beavers could be in this game. Either Daggett or Norbert. Norb or Dag. I'm not sure who you guys would prefer to see, but I would rather have them come out together, just like with Ren and Stimpy, you got Cat Dog. So it'll be also unique to have another duo sort of set of characters to take in a slot on the character roster. Just taking a look at it. But let's talk about the moves. And I was thinking about the Ice Climbers a little bit from Super Smash Bros. They can probably play like them, and especially with the recovery move that I came up with. But we're just going to get into it. So I thought Norb could lead the charge or be in front during the battle, since he's the oldest, and maybe the player could switch between them. So it's how the Ice Climbers play, but you can't switch between the Ice Climbers. They're just going to have the brother and sister just there to move together in sync and do each different moves, and every move that they did and every move that they would make on the field or perform, they would just do it in sync. But I just also mentioned how maybe the player could switch between the two brothers to pick and choose who gets tagged in. Maybe you got Pyra and Mithra, you got all those different characters that in just Pokemon Trainer, Ice Climbers. It can probably be something similar to how they do. Switch between Charizard, Ivysaur, and Squirtle. Who knows how they could play? But I just think they should come out together and be able to move together and stick close to one another. But let me know what you guys think. But let's get into some of the moves that I came up with. So I came up with Beaver Bite. I was thinking about Lucy Loud because she already has her individual biting move, but it can be something different. And you can't charge her bite, and she doesn't really do too much with it. The beavers themselves can be able to inflict more damage with a chargeable bite, and for a larger bite to deal more damage. So I came up with Beaver Bite. So of course they're going to be using their teeth. Then why not? Chopping down wood and stuff like that. They definitely going to have to use their teeth in the fight. A tail whip, almost like how a Pokemon move can be. But they're going to use their teeth and their tails, of course. So I thought a tail whip attack could be a neutral strong where the beavers can strike and sync together using their tails. Similar to how I brought up with ice climbers with their hammers. That could be something that they can do together. Or whoever's in front. I'm not sure how they can do this. It's so many different ways they can put the beavers into this game to implement them for their playstyle. So I'm not sure how they could do this. But I came up with something to see how they're the angry beavers and they get angry and stuff like that. Why not come out with some kind of meter mechanic? And I came up with the berserk sort of idea for the moveset. And as the beavers deal and receive damage, the berserk meter will rise. And while active, when the player activates the berserk ability, while active, the beavers can get a significant boost in speed and power for a limited amount of time. I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think this is a nice little feature that could fit the beavers, and they're angry. They get angry, and maybe Daggett, it could probably be exclusive to Daggett because he gets mad. He gets mad way more easily in comparison to his other brother, Norb, who is more relaxed and more composed. So you know what I'm saying? So that could probably be something exclusive to Daggett to activate his berserk. But they, since they're going to be fighting together, I thought they can both have the mechanic for the meter, and then once it expires, it'll have to be charged up again. So it's not going to be a whole little thing that lasts forever. That'll be way too overpowered. Just something for a limited amount of time, for where they can really just go on an onslaught and on a streak and just go berserk and go crazy. But I could have called it Beaver Fever, but this is my next move. That was just the berserk sort of mechanic and active ability that I came up with. So my next one, I came up with Beaver Fever. So I thought it could be like a running attack, similar to how Garfield just charges at the screen and just lunges at you. But there's no character that really has much of a spinning attack except Shredder, who goes across the screen horizontally. So for Beaver Fever, I came up with like a team spinning running attack where the brothers Daggett and Norbert use their teamwork to tackle the enemy, and it can launch them to knock them away. So I came up with Beaver Fever. And then the guitar that Norbert plays, sometimes he plays songs and he'll play it in the show. I came up with streaming music. So the beavers can attack the enemy with Norbert's guitar with a series of strikes. So I thought this could be like a light, come up, you smack you with the guitar. That'll be really cool to really see into this game. And just a little unique mechanic. It's just an item too. It can be an item in this game too, even if it's not a part of the moveset. So I thought that'll be unique. Norbert's guitar, if they ever put items, even if it's not in the moveset, if they ever put items, that'll be a cool little tribute for the Angry Beavers TV show from Nickelodeon. You take his guitar and the opponent could be able to grab it. So I used the baseball bat in Super Smash Bros. Smack people around with that, but and launch them for a home run. But string music with using the use of Norbert's guitar, and then referencing the Christmas theme episode Gift Horse that I was talking about earlier from the alternate costumes. I came up with the air freshener that Daggett got for Christmas. So they can throw air fresheners across the screen for some projectile attacks. It's silly, but it's a cool little funny reference for the show. That'll be awesome. Daggett's air freshener from Arbor Day that he got from basically the Beaver's Christmas Arbor Day, and he can throw it as a generous gift for the enemy. So I thought this would be really cool to see and really fun for the developers to implement for the Angry Beavers. I hope that they really put that in there for one of them, at least, the air freshener that Daggett got. Because he got so jealous because Norbert had a train set. And he didn't really get anything for Christmas, and all he got was the air freshener. But that'll really be cool. An air freshener projectile where they can just throw air fresheners at the opponent. It's the gift that keeps on giving. See what I'm saying? So it's just something unique. I really tried to really make it unique and a little bit silly and a good reference from the show. But one more move that I came up with to wrap up, the recovery move. So I called it Beavers a Go-Go. It's actually a name of an episode in the show. But I thought this would be perfect because it made me think of Ice Climbers again. See how they help each other up and they pull each other up. And when they boost each other, he goes up and then she follows up to get behind them so they both can get back onto the stage together, at least try to. Sometimes they don't get onto the stage. They both don't get onto the stage in quick succession, and you can end up being solo with just the male Ice Climber. And then if the female just is the only one, then she just disappears. But it could work similar to Ice Climber's recovery. So Beavers a Go-Go, I came up with Daggett being able to take flight, unleashing his inner hero, like his favorite comic book hero, Muscular Beaver. He could probably put the costume on. They could probably have it show up for a few seconds as he's doing the recovery move animation. And it made me think of, see how Cat Dog's recovery is? They're flying up like they're a superhero or something like that. It could be something similar to how Cat Dog's recovery move is, but a little bit different because Norbert could be holding on to Daggett's tail as he guides them back onto the stage in flight. He doesn't, even if he doesn't have the costume on, the Muscular Beaver costume on, he's still going to be flying. He's going to have that hidden superhero potential and that inner hero ability to fly onto the stage, and Daggett or Norb could be holding on to him in mid-flight. So I thought this would be a really cool recovery move for them. And if not, it's not in my little notes that I came up with for my moveset. If it's not something like that, they can fly up together or just get this boost up together, or they'll do quick bites, a significant of speedy bites and quick bites to be able to get back into the stage. But if an enemy is near, they'll be able to bite you. Similar to how Patrick's recovery is, he can grab you if you're nearby and just be able to inflict damage. It'll be dangerous, just as dangerous as that, with the Beavers being able to bite you. But I just think the Beavers a Go-Go move that I came up with Daggett being able to fly and Norb holding on in the back together for them to both get on to the stage together, teamwork to get back in, would be a cool little tribute for a little recovery move. And they're together, so it'll reference a good little show. And he flies around in the show with the costume. So I thought it'll be cool for a nice little recovery move to be implemented for the Beavers. But let me know what you guys think of these ideas. I had so much fun with them, but it took a little bit of extra time because, struggling with voice lines and not being able to come up with some sort of quotes for them. I came up with some animations that they could do from the silly dances that they do and all the things like that from the show to reference. But let me know what you guys think of the customization, for the customization of the wardrobe, to being able to dress them, to put what you want them to wear in individually for the brothers, and so much more with the berserk meter mechanic being angry. It could be something that could really be a nice feature, and this game definitely deserves another duo. And why not the Angry Beavers? And just going back to what I was saying earlier, who knows what's going to happen for this week. So hopefully we'll get some kind of news, with it being almost the countdown, the final days of April for this week. We'll probably be able to hear something soon for an update, or maybe we'll get some kind of surprise for crossplay.